Grab your cup. Let's look at what happens when you carry a heavy load for a long period of time, okay? So I'm going to use an analogy because I always feel like that helps me see things better. And when I'm referring to a heavy load, what I'm talking about really is stress in your body from chronic long-term stress, or a heavy load of even one particular experience that was heavy for you to hold, heavy for you to process. Maybe it happened years ago and you've been carrying it for a long time. But let's use this analogy to really see, I hope, how that impacts us. So imagine this. Imagine you're going on vacation and you have a really big suitcase and it's packed. It's over the weight limit at the airport, but you're getting it into the gate so that you can drop your baggage off to be checked. And the handle breaks right when you enter the airport. So now you've got to pick up this massive suitcase. It's super big. There's no handle. There's no wheels. You've got to pick it up and carry it and get it to the baggage area so that you can, or the check-in area, so that you can hand it over to somebody else. So the whole time you're carrying that, maybe it takes you 10 minutes to get to the counter, and you're sweating and your heart is beating really fast because you're carrying this big load and you're trying to go as fast as you can so that you can get there and put it down, right? Plus you need to check in and get on your flight. So you're rushing and you're sweating and you're breathing hard, and now your neck's getting a cramp because probably the most efficient way to pick it up is to sort of lug it up over your shoulder. So you've got your arm up in the air and you're holding it that way, and your muscles are getting exhausted. But when you get there, you can put that suitcase down. They take it for you. And now you can go sit down and you feel your heart rate starting to come back down and your breathing is slowing down, and you stop sweating, and you maybe do some stretches for your neck and your arms and all of that. And then your muscles relax again and you can sit and go back to a calm, resting state. That's not holding baggage for a long period of time. That was 10 minutes and your body adapted to it and you didn't get too upset. It might have been frustrating and annoying, especially when it first happened, but you figured it out and you're fine, right? Now take a different scenario. You have that same big suitcase, massive, heavy, overpacked, and the handle breaks. And instead of going on a trip and handing it over to somebody, this is your suitcase that you carry around for your whole life. So you pick it up just like in the first scenario, because there's no wheels, there's no handle, it's the only option. So you're constantly either holding it in front of you like this, and then that gets tiring, holding it like this, and that gets tiring. So then you lug it up and over one shoulder and you hold it that way for as long as you can. And then that arm gets tired. So then you put it over here on this side. But you never have the opportunity to put it down and get rid of it. You're carrying it for hours. You're carrying it for days, and then weeks, and then months. In fact, you're carrying it for the years of your life. So that's a stress. That suitcase becomes something that actually changes your whole life. You don't ever get to put it down, stretch out, and return to a resting state and enjoy your vacation. You don't get to do that. Instead, it changes your entire life. And here's why. So first of all, physiologically, you can see that it changes your life because your body has to adapt to carrying it, so that the breathing and the heart rate and the sweating and all of that becomes a constant. Your physical body can never go into rest. Your muscles, not only do they become super tense, but actually your spine would start to like bend over from carrying that. Imagine carrying that. I'm not kidding. Imagine carrying it for years and years and years. Maybe every so often you put it down to catch your breath, but then you pick it back up again. So your spine and your skeleton and all of the soft tissue of your body would start to adapt to this load. So it would change how your body functions. It would change how you feel in your physical body, right? Always at a certain level of work, always a level of anxiety because that breath rate and that heart rate are up, and that sweating and that tension of holding it. But now, how else does it affect besides your physical body? And that would lead to health issues, right? If your body can never get into rest, then your other systems of your body never get their full capacity and their full energy load to do their jobs. So now health is going to be impacted. What else? Well, when you come up to other people, you don't have two hands to give anybody a hug. You've got this suitcase that you're carrying, so you can't ever really give anybody a hug. Maybe you give them a handshake, but the connection, the way that you can connect to people is inhibited because you're carrying this burden. Maybe you see a group of people and they're having fun. They're dancing, they're going on their vacation, whatever they're doing, and you want to go join, but you know you have this thing that you're carrying. And so you think, I can't go do that. I can't go dance. I can't go have fun. I'm carrying this thing. So it stops you from interacting and connecting with people in a particular way. And now, as the issues of your life show up over the years and decades that you're carrying this burden, you're going to figure out how to handle those things while still holding this burden. So your options for solving your problems become very limited. If you didn't have that suitcase and your body was fully upright and all of your systems were on full throttle and you weren't feeling the stress in your heart and your breathing, you could actually solve the problems of your life as they come up in a very different way. But carrying that burden, you've got very limited options. So the way that you navigate through your life, the way that you solve things is going to be impacted. So when that handle broke and you had to pick up that piece of luggage, whenever that happened, whatever that stress was, it might have been something really big that impacted you and you've been carrying it ever since. Your parents got divorced when you were very young. There was a lot of stress in your household that you were always trying to feel safe from, make yourself small in your bedroom, whatever it is, that suitcase that you've picked up has now shifted year after year of your entire life. It's changed how your body works. It's changed how your body can stand upright, how you have to eat with one hand because one hand is always holding that suitcase. I think I said earlier, maybe you get to put it down every so often. I'm going to say it never really gets put down. When we carry the burdens of our past, we never really put them down. We don't ever get to fully function, fully experience life, fully connect to other people, fully problem solve. And in fact, we often will find ourselves on our path with somebody else who's also carrying a significant burden, who never learned how to put it down. Putting the burden down, putting the suitcase down, comes when you learn how to process the stress, when you learn how to process the experience and change it so that you can be free of it. Like in the first scenario, when you hand the suitcase over and you go and sit down and you return to normal. That's how we're designed to live. We're not designed to carry that burden, that overpacked suitcase for our whole life. So I'm challenging you to look at your life and say, where have my burdens been showing up? Has it been my relationships? Do I stop myself from participating? Do I avoid connecting? Has it been in how I problem solve and that I'm always anxious and feeling like the worst thing is going to happen? Has it been my physical body? Maybe it's all of it. In the return to you, I teach you how to put the burden down and allow your body and your thinking to return to normal. If you're ready to do that, drop me a comment. Let's talk in the chat so that you get your life back. Have a good day.